money is really just energy at the end of the day. So in order for you to be able to disassociate yourself from money, you have to go through a self-transformation. You have to go through a mental transformation to where you value yourself and your opportunities more than you value a monetary dollar.
Hey, Roman numeral 7 days, drop it like it's hot. If this world was mine, I'd take it, drink to make them move.
What's up?
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Peaches and Cream podcast, where two best friends navigate
life and discover purpose
through sisterhood. We're back, and we are actually in, would you say, like, top 5 favorite city? For me.
Oh, yeah, for me. Yeah,
for me. Yeah, we're in New York City.
We in New York City with it.
We love New York, okay? We're actually posted
up
outside of this random little, I don't know, seafood spot. I don't know where we're at. We're off of 5th Avenue, though.
Hopefully they don't stop our greatness and come out here and say nothing to us.
Yeah, so we have to have a transparent conversation with you guys.
Yes.
So sometimes when you're in business, when you're trying things for the first time, you just have a little bit of human error, or you have just some growing pains, let me say that. And so the footage that we recorded for our special guest, our very first guest, it actually got deleted, so we're not able to share that with you guys, unfortunately. So we're gonna redo it in New York because we want to properly introduce him and give him his flowers.
Yes.
And then we'll kind of transition into the episode. So hopefully this all makes sense, but this is a phenomenal person that we wanted to bring on to the podcast. He talks a lot about generational wealth, cryptocurrency, all of those good things that we need to have conversation in when it comes to our Black and brown community. So yeah, that's the bad news, but we want to keep the momentum going.
We definitely want to keep the momentum going. So the second half of it is still a really great conversation, but basically just introducing him as far as his background goes. He has almost a decade of experience working in the financial industry. He has a cryptocurrency profile that I believe he's had for over 5 years, which he goes into depth, but he also just talks about learning from the generation before and how he's really trying to educate our community more, give us that information that's accessible, but maybe we just don't want to take the time to really learn it for ourselves. And then also it was just a good opportunity to really highlight the importance of women, sisters, really pouring into your generational wealth, investments, learning how to use money, your mindset over it. So I hope that you guys can take something out of it. And also, like Natalia was saying, this was just a great opportunity just to show you this is how life works. Like, everything isn't gonna flow perfectly. Y'all can hear New York in the background.
Like, this is so impromptu, but we want to show you guys that we really care, and we want to share our platform with you guys. We want to share. Sorry, let me yell. We want to share.
New York, what's up?
New York. We want to share. They laughing at us. We want to share other people's platforms as well. So we don't want to do the disservice of just scrapping it. We could have re-recorded it, but it was just so pure and authentic. I just want to share the content, and so that's the conversation we wanted to have with you guys. And we hope that you enjoy.
So without further ado, it is, first of all, it's our first guest. We also have now 80 subscribers. So I want to say shout out and thank you to the people that are supporting us. And we hope to continue to elevate Peaches and Cream. So this is very exciting to announce our very first guest on the show.
Yes. So this person is a self-taught investor, day trader, and community educator with over, or a little under, a decade of experience navigating the stock, crypto, and commodity markets. Sorry, y'all. I know it's loud. This is wild, but it's real. It's raw, okay? As a founder of NavTrades, he has built a grassroots movement centered on financial literacy, wealth building, and digital asset education, especially within urban communities often left out of the financial conversation.
Specializing in technical analysis and Wyckoff methodology, he empowers everyday people to make informed, strategic investment decisions through hands-on mentorship, live Zoom sessions, and curated trading signals. Neville also leads initiatives that bridge the gap between financial markets and cultural relevance, blended street smart strategies with market intelligence to help others reclaim financial sovereignty. Without further ado, here is
We want to introduce to you guys
Neville
Burrow.
Okay, so just like following up with you with like crypto, like let's say nobody really understands, because there's a lot of myths and questions about crypto. Like, can you just kind of give us your own definition of what crypto is?
So crypto is basically just the automation of the current banking system that we have in place now. It's pretty much the technology that's going to transform, shall I say, the movement of money the same way email did communication.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to go through the post office and have to buy stamps and wait for the mail to be shipped from here to XYZ. Is going to be done automatically. So crypto is just the automation of the current banking system, which we all are experiencing automation with AI and ChatGPT. So it's just really just the automating of the current banking system, really.
Okay. That's interesting. So, like, what does that look like to invest into cryptocurrency?
What it looks like to invest in cryptocurrency, it's a fairly simple process. You can get started with as low as $20. Yeah, you don't have to invest.
What's my ROI though? Like,
oh, the ROI is phenomenal. It's
Really?
better than many other alternatives,
Okay.
such as real estate. You know, what are some other alternatives that people invest in?
The 401k.
401k. You know, 401k is great because they're matching you that 10% or whatever it is. But I advise anyone to try to dedicate, if possible, at least 20% of your monthly income to investments. So you should be doing that for yourself anyway. And the crypto market, because it's a new asset, it's only been around for like 10 years. 15 years. Actually, it's been around since like 2008, since the financial crisis. And, you know, the recession that took back in 2008. Bitcoin shortly was released to the public after that scenario. And ever since then, Bitcoin was promised to be like this safeguard against inflation, where, you know, we see now with the dollar, you know, they're printing more and more of it, which is only creating more debt for the average civilian, which is why the cost of living is so far out of reach, because they're trying to make you make up for their overspending and mismanagement of money, which is why it's really fucked up that, you know, America's credit is terrible, but we're all expected to have 750 credit scores. But we'll get to that another day. We'll stay focused on investing. But yeah, investing is really simple. You just, you know, download a Coinbase account. You know, you get paid every Friday. Put 10-20% into whatever your favorite asset is. Yeah.
So, okay, here's my thing about investing. So I invest in my 401k. I consider myself to be my first investment. Myself is like my brand. So of course I have my business. But when it comes to like crypto specifically, or like, what do you call it? Like day trading and all of that. How do you disassociate your emotions with your money? Because I feel like that's something that I struggle with. If I put $20, and I know it's 20, but if I put $20, like you're saying, and I don't get my ROI, I'm gonna be pissed.
She don't play about her money,
I don't
y'all.
play about my money.
I remember on my birthday, I asked her to Zelle me, and that drink didn't go. I was like, hey,
I thought
she
you
was
were
like, are you sure? Because
Yes.
I sent my money. So she's serious about her money, y'all. So I want y'all to know that. It's not a game.
I'm screaming.
It's not a game.
And he's
Okay?
not joking either, because I specifically asked. And he's like, yeah. He was like, I didn't get it. I'm like, so where'd my money go?
Hey, look, y'all. She's being 100% honest, y'all. So how do I disassociate myself from the money?
Yeah.
You have to look at it as I am engaging in a trade-off.
Okay.
Okay, so it's all about risk to reward. How much am I risking in order to gain? So if you're risking $1 for $3, losing $1 isn't going to kill you.
Right.
Because if you have, let's say you just start off with $100, you're risking $1 to make $3, and you have 40% win rate or 50% win rate, you'll get that money threefold every time you win. So it's like, okay, I lost today, but I'll come back tomorrow. And so the whole goal of trading is to really learn how to disassociate your emotional attachment to money. You have to completely change, and that in order to do that, because money is really just energy at the end of the day. So in order for you to be able to disassociate yourself from money, you have to go through a self-transformation. You have to go through a mental transformation to where you value yourself and your opportunities more than you value a monetary dollar.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think so. To your point, what I try to do when it comes to money, because I definitely was the type of person where I would like hold on to my money, and I think being a business owner has helped me tremendously disassociate with money, because you put out some money to make the money, you know. So sometimes, especially,
you're investing in yourself.
Yeah, like I said, you know, you got to invest in yourself. So if I do want to buy some new product and I don't know what it's going to look like, I don't know if 1 million people going to buy this product, one person going to buy it, 2 people, I really don't know. So technically I'm putting a risk out there. And so I really have to just be like, hey, this is something that I want to do. I have to truly believe in abundance that I'll receive it back in whatever form. Like you're saying, the energy will be there. It could just be a simple lesson too. Sometimes I might not get the money back. So it just might be a lesson to where, like, okay, moving forward, I might have to move a little bit differently for the next time. So I definitely think that you have to, that's why I was asking, disassociate yourself from the money whenever you are trying to elevate with anything when it comes to investing, whatever that looks like, whether that is your 401k, whether that is day trading, investing in your business, because you could lose your money. You gonna be pissed at the world?
You don't know when you're gonna get.
It's inevitable.
Yeah.
It's inevitable.
It's
inevitable. You're going to lose money, but you're going to gain wisdom in the process.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing that you want to place the value on, is the education. You want to be in the game because, not solely because of the wins, but because of the actual passion and the faith that you have in the vehicle in which you're investing in. The beautiful thing about crypto is it's not. When you're investing in an asset within a crypto, you're investing in ownership. So you own that crypto. So when you buy it, you own it. It's the same thing as buying another asset, such as a home. You own that home. So it's like you're purchasing ownership. So it's something that is a tie that is associated with you. So it's not like you're investing in something that doesn't have leverage or will not provide leverage, but you need to be educated on what assets that you're willing to invest in.
Yeah,
that's the main thing. I think people don't have enough education on the crypto market. They just hear a lot of speculation. They hear about the get rich quick schemes. They hear about the rug pulls, but they never really talk about the person who invested 5 to 10 years and was able to recuperate over the long term. And that's really the mindset that you want to go into the game with, is a 10-year period. How is this going to change my life? Actually, I would say start with a 5-year period.
Yeah.
Currently, my portfolio is up over 500% since November. So that took 5 years for me to experience that. I was in the market in 2021. So I did experience that initial bull run, but the market wasn't yet shall I say, ready for crypto to be implemented into the banking system, because there wasn't any regulation from the government. But now with Donald Trump being in office, and I know that's a notorious name, and I'm not neither a Democrat or a Republican, but
don't come down his throat.
You know, please do not. But he's the first crypto-friendly president. So right now, the atmosphere, the environment is primed and ready for people to invest early on. When you're talking about crypto, you're talking about a baby compared to other markets like commodities, equities, and futures. The Dow Jones is like 100+ years. So crypto is only 15 years old. And this is an asset that's being majorly prioritized at this current day and time due to inflation, which is why everybody's a fan of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And then also just the outdated banking system. All right, we're still operating off of procedures that have been around for 30, 40 years. People want to be able to send money quickly, cheaply, and efficiently, and that's what crypto is here to do.
Cool.
Yes.
No, that's good.
That is.
Definitely very
Thank you.
helpful. So I mean, I think this is a question definitely directed towards you now, but I feel like me and Nat can add to it as far as just when you hear the word generational wealth, what does that mean for you in real life? Like not just internet talk. What does that really mean to you?
Generational wealth to me means passing down generational knowledge first and foremost, because really wealth is just a byproduct of information. So we're passing down generation to the next generation so that they can ensure that they're able to duplicate those results. I think that is very important. So it has to start with the mind first. So let's make sure that we're planting the right seeds into the next generation. And then I would say definitely generational structure. So how do you structure your life? How do you structure your day? How do you structure your business? Those things need to be passed down as well, but that's a byproduct of knowledge. So I would definitely say generational knowledge is the key. I feel like within the Black community, we are taught to get it out the mud, even from our own parents who had to get it out the mud. And I saw something the other day that spoke on a Bible verse, Proverbs 13:22. It says, a good man leaves an inheritance for his children. And that has to be a priority. Yeah.
Deacon
See, you got the Jesus peace song.
I'm walking with the God today. I'm walking on faith. I'm walking on faith. Yes, very much
By
so.
faith, not by sight.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
What for you, Nat? Like when you think of generational wealth?
I agree. Passing down just generational knowledge. Also, I would say something obtainable, like something physical too. I would love to leave like a business that could thrive. I would love to leave land, property to generations. I think that's super important. Like in my family, we have land back in Oklahoma that's passed down through generations, although it's not really being used and maintained. But to your point, like there has to be some type of routine because you gotta teach people how to pay the property taxes. That's something that a lot of times people negate that. You also have to teach people just like the the basic structure of how to keep up a land. If you want to have cattle, like all of those things, they need to be taught. So I would say the knowledge as well, but just something where it's like physical too. Like they can physically have some money in their account so that they don't have to struggle, because that's the goal. Like I don't want my kids to struggle. I don't want my grandkids to struggle. Like you said, I don't want them to have to get it out the mud. And I think a lot of times in my experience, it's like a lot of backlash from Black people, like other Black women to Black women, as far as like how the upbringing is, or you think you're bougie. I want my kids to think they're bougie.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and she is.
Spoiled,
Whatever brat, all of that.
Creme de la creme.
That, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, she thinks she white, sure.
My baby has stamps before she
Period.
Eggs and cream.
So that's generational.
Cash rules everything.
Yes. all that. What about you, Dom?
Yeah, I think I would just add on to that. I would include everything y'all said, but just add on like the healing portion, like breaking in those generational patterns. And so I think like that's why it's so important to me, because I see the stuff that was repeated from like on my mom's side. I can see the repetition of how relationships went for my aunts, my mom, my grandmother. Like it's very, very similar. Then on my dad's side, there's some generational things there. And so just being like intentional about how I'm living my life, and like, okay, I want to take my time and discover myself before I step into a marriage, because I don't desire to be divorced. On my mom's side, everyone's had at least one divorce and a second marriage, and so that would be something that's important to me to kind of shift for the next generation.
I really like the fact that you all touched on, the physical aspect, because honestly, owning a digital asset is cool, right? But really, you're wanting to own these digital assets so that you can go out in the real world and own tangible assets.
For sure.
So I really love the fact that you touched on that. And then also, health is wealth, right?
For sure.
So you can't be in good health if you're not healing. So you have to pass on generational remedies for the soul.
Yeah.
You have to
Or
pass
there's
that
like
on.
generational diseases that like high blood pressure in my family, diabetes, just just the different things.
And I think I appreciate this time of, I say solitude, but when I say solitude, I don't mean like I'm literally going through life alone. I just mean that I'm a single woman. And with no kids, might I add. So it's like I get this opportunity to experience and go through these things, figure out, okay, I know in my family this occurs, or it's something that is prevalent in my family, like high blood pressure, diabetes. So I have to do things to really make sure I take care of myself. I know the spending habits of my family, so let me make sure I take the time to really make sure I have some stocks. Like I started investing in stocks and stuff like that, my 401k. If I honestly feel like if I had kids, I wouldn't have that opportunity. I would probably be more reliant on my husband to do those things, because that's what a man, I'm a woman from the South, so a man's supposed to do that. So I feel like I would have fell victim to that to that mindset and that cycle, to think that a man's supposed to do these things, where as a woman, we didn't just fight for women's rights all these years for me to just be like, yeah, he gonna do it for me. So I love the fact that I have this period of solitude to really figure out those things for myself.
I think that's a great point.
Wow.
Because that's why we wanted to really bring you on here, because I think a lot of times women, we avoid talking about finances. It's always like a really awkward conversation.
Taboo.
It's like very taboo, or there's tension around it, whether it's who gonna split the bill, or how much money did they offer you, or whatever the case may be. We kind of tiptoe around it, which I will say,
it's a lot of emotional
it's
attachment.
so much emotional attachment. And I feel like me and Natalia, we talk money a lot. I mean, we were roommates. We talk finances. So I don't know every dime that's coming into your account, but
we would say like, this is how my salary looks like. This is about what I pay for my bills.
And I feel like it's motivation for me. How I receive it is as motivation. If my friend is negotiating these type of salaries, why am I devaluing myself? I need to be asking for that.
It makes you look in the
what
mirror.
did you say? What did you put in your letter? Whatever the case may be, and building those type of relationships with women, but also being willing to sit down with somebody is knowledgeable and allow them to teach you, and not like be so guarded. I feel like what I saw in my family with the women was, like you said, you allow the men to just kind of handle it. It was either on that spectrum, or it's like you're so bullheaded that you're not allowing somebody to kind of like step in and support you. And so just trying to find that middle ground of like, yes, it's beautiful that I am financially independent, but at the same token, like I don't have to be out here doing this alone. And it's okay to have conversations. Even me purchasing my condo, that was based off of us going to a Black Women Invest event. And it was just beautiful to be around women who were all investing, and it was free gems. So I think that that's really important. A key piece to take away for our women, like, be willing to talk about the finances, be open to learning something new.
I think that's really great that you touched on, like the fact that, the difference between the genders when it comes to money, because I feel like men are much more risk driven, where women are much more risk adverse. And so women, I feel like women are a lot quicker when it comes to learning. So when women wrap their minds around something,
like we really tap in.
Y'all really tap in, because y'all are much more in tune with your intuition. So once that takes over and you have that comfort of knowing, you guys do phenomenal. I have a community of like 30 people, and I know at least I don't know how many women in there. I know I got at least 10 women in my chat, and they never like really engage, but I know that they're in there. So, but I know, like, I've talked to them personally. They don't engage in the chat, but I can call them and I can be like, okay. Then they'll show me like, hey, I've been putting the money into my account. So I definitely feel like I want to prioritize, especially within the Black community, because I feel like the Black community it's been held up and supported by the woman heavily. Those are the ones that are doing most of the raising nowadays, unfortunately. And I would love to see that balance become more prevalent in the future. But women are the ones who are really instilling the values into the children now. So it's like it's very important for women to be involved with the financial evolution.
I agree.
So that's definitely I definitely am, that's a priority for me. And that's why I feel like it's such a blessing to be here with you ladies.
Thanks.
Because you guys are leading the way for the next generation.
Yeah, you too though. Yeah.
Thank you.
We need more voices like you to speak into our community, our youth, so that we can break these generational cycles. Because I know for me, like, my dynamic growing up, like, my mom is super bossed up. So, like, my mom's an entrepreneur. She was very much like, no. And then me being, like, the middle child.
Oh, you're the middle child. Oh, so we have something in common.
Yeah.
Oh, so you have a chip on your shoulder.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So you got something to prove to yourself, because it's like, you're not the baby, but you're not the oldest.
Hi, my name is... That's the middle child experience.
I'm a middle child, yeah. So I feel like, you know, experiencing my mom.
And it shows.
I know.
It shows.
My mom being an entrepreneur, it's like, I didn't understand what entrepreneurship was, to be honest. I'll never forget, like, we would go to the doctor and my mom would be like, you're going to fill out your own documents, you know, when you go to the doctor. And so I'm like, well, Mom, I put your name, but it says, what do you do for a living? And, you know, it have like
you know what I do.
Exactly. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm like, how do you spell that? What is that? I don't know.
There are multitudes of entrepreneurs, Mom. There are drug dealers and there are weed dealers. And then we have...
Right.
She said, I do all of that.
No, she don't. I ain't slinging no drugs.
I know she was at the Gulf of Mexico, now known as the Gulf of America.
Gulf of America.
Picking up that package.
Actually, Gulf of America, put some respect on it.
No, this is crazy. This is absolutely insane.
Life insurance, wills, trust. What's y'all's thoughts on those?
I definitely want my kids to be like trust fund babies, for sure. Again, I want my kids to not want for nothing. The process that I'm going through right now, hustling, working, the hustle culture I'm experiencing, I'm not really a fan of it per se. I think it's definitely created some grit, and I feel like I'm very resilient. But if I could eliminate that for my kids, I want my kids to feel like they're privileged.
Where they can just live in a state of
like I was watching a show.
Abundance.
I forgot the name of the show, but they were making fun of the boy on there because his dad gives him like $30,000 a month, and he
Was it Gen Z?
yes, and then he invested into
He's
crypto.
investor,
She literally be chilling. He's like, y'all edge me up on this side.
Yeah,
Like going to the
vibing.
barber in the middle of the day, and then he just invests what he wants, and they're like upset. They're like, he don't even work a job.
But I do. That particular one thing that I took away from him, that is just like he always was drunk, and like you could tell he was kind of like drugged up.
Yeah.
Did you notice that about
So
him?
I'm very fresh into it.
I only really watched one episode, but that was one. I was just thinking to myself,
So
I'm
he's
like,
spoiled rotten, basically.
Yeah. See, and
So
I
they got a
feel
reason to
I would
behave.
want my kids to have
a balance.
For
sure.
Right?
Be
Because I
grounded.
feel like the grit built our character.
Yes.
You know, I feel like there was still a level of privilege because I knew at the end of the day, like if we fell in our ass out
I
here
could
in
call my
DC,
parents.
we could call our
Yeah.
parents. Like they would, you know, help us. I want my kids to still experience like a little bit of like, no, like I'm not gonna hand this to you. Like, yeah, I got the money to give it to you, but you still gotta prove to me that you.
Now me like handing $30,000 to my kid
Every
month. I'm not
month?
doing that. That was just,
Every month?
Yeah, every month.
That was
is
his
crazy.
allowance.
It's crazy.
But you know what? That's how you set up success for the next generation. And the fact that he is a drunk, you know, this shows that he lacks in character development.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he is wise enough to invest it.
Yeah.
So he may be drunk, but he's going to be crunk very soon. Okay? Because the way that the market is looking,
Yeah.
he has his
But
money.
his
He knows
dad
where the
was
money
an
is.
investor too, so I would assume he has the knowledge. So I would assume the dad passed that knowledge down to him to where he can invest properly.
And his father's probably out. I'm joking.
Probably.
Functional.
It probably passed that down too. So
generational.
yeah, no, I think I'll definitely
Habits.
believe in a trust. Everything that I just don't necessarily have to work for my money, I can just allocate a portion and then let my money work for itself. I believe in that. So like even if it's real estate, I believe in that. There's a point in time where I pray that my business will let me thrive off of e-commerce and I don't necessarily have to do services. I love not working hard for my money. So I'm hands in, 10 toes down about that.
Yeah.
100%. And we had an opportunity to attend the Generational Wealth Expo last Saturday. And I realized I need to put my crypto fund into a trust.
Mm-hmm.
It's in my personal name. You should not have your name on anything that you own.
Mm-hmm.
Own nothing and control everything. Okay, put everything in your business and put your business in a trust. That way you protect it from now on to the next generation, because trust and believe, if you have built something of value, there are predators in the market that want to excavate that from you.
Yeah.
So you need to ensure your documents are in order, and that's the only way to really preserve what it is that you have been building and working and striving for. So I'm a big fan of trust, a big fan of understanding proper documentation. 100.
Yeah, absolutely.
My 401k fun fact is actually not in my name; it's in my business name. So
Ooh.
to your point, yeah.
Smart.
Yeah. Clock it.
Clock it.
Clock
Yeah. So, Dom, what's your opinion on the will?
Oh yeah, I agree with everything. I have a couple of life insurance policies in place.
Well, you learned something during that time.
you got it on some people.
I got my dad got one on me. I got my own, and then I want to say it was just a part of my benefits package for my job.
Okay.
So I got if something happened,
You're good.
they ain't gotta worry about that.
That's
Y'all really,
a whole nother thing.
I really do look into
Yeah.
life insurance. Like, I mean, just more so thinking about your family. Think about your, if you have kids already, or if you plan to have kids, just think about, like, don't put them in a rut and now you got to do a GoFundMe to try to fund your funeral and all these different things.
I see it too many times.
Yeah, I mean, I see it all the time on
times.
Facebook,
Yes.
or whatever the case may be.
Like you over here crowdfunding.
How you got iPhone insurance, but you don't got life insurance?
You gotta insure
Yeah.
your life.
Come
definitely.
on now.
Yeah.
Insure your life and educate yourself on the difference between like term, whole life, just all the different things. And it's still an investment, because if you're doing whole life, then you can eventually pull from that money down the road and use that to invest in something else as well. So just take your time to educate yourself on that. And then the trust, I actually am probably gonna look into getting one for my condo, to put my condo in my trust.
Smart.
Yeah, just in case something. I plan to be here for some years, but
Just
like,
okay.
yeah, just in case something happens, at least that's covered. Because that was something that she was breaking down. It's like, if you pass away, maybe my name was on, it's on the house, but like if the bank takes it over or whatever the case may be, they still can't have that.
Yeah.
So by putting in that trust, it secures like that is hers and it needs to go to
Nobody
her
can touch
people.
it. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So I'm in support of that for sure.
Act now, y'all. Like, take action. That's the main thing. Everything we talking about today is something that you can take action on in the very near future, if not today. So, like, if you have $20 invested, if you have $100 invested, if you have $1,000 invested, and even that means part of investing is buying that trust.
Yeah.
And like you said, it doesn't have to be a large amount, because I know when I was in my 20s and I wasn't making a lot of money, I was so overwhelmed, because I'm like, I want to invest, but I'm not making that much money.
Yep.
And so it really could be as simple as $20 a month. That's better than zero. And then you can see some interest being built on it.
Right.
So, and then, by the time you do get into maybe a career, your business is flourishing, then you start adding on more. So maybe instead of 20, now you're doing 100 and then 100. Then you just let yourself kind of just stagger and elevate over time.
Yeah.
And don't let it overwhelm you, because it's definitely achievable.
100.
It definitely is. We're all in our early 30s, like very fresh.
You're still
into
young
30s.
and tender.
And so I think
Actually, I'm 25. Thank you.
Speak for yourself.
I'm just kidding. I
you
just turned.
look like you're 25.
I just turned 30, y'all. But yeah, that 10 years. If you invested $20 every day over 10 years, that'll be $140 a week. 140 times 4, that would be like $560 a month. Times a year, that'll be close to $7,000. So over 10 years, you have $70,000 that you've accrued. So it's like you have to look at everything in increments, and that's the beauty of being in the market. I look at things in percentages. I haven't looked at. Don't even think about dollar amounts. Think about percentages, because to lose, let's say you lost $10,000 today. If you have $10,000, that's your whole equity that you've lost. So you're going to be devastated. But if somebody has $1 million, that's just 1%.
Yeah, these are all facts. These are all facts. One takeaway that you want the people to carry with them. I know we dropped a lot of gems.
Yes.
Financial gems and things. To think
And if you
of.
need to, guys, while he's thinking of his takeaway, pull out your notebook and rewatch this episode because we definitely dropped some gems. And I want you guys to really take heed and just, these are actionable things for you to do. Like, you have to go out and get the trust. You have to go out and start investing in your money. So, and then we'll get to it, but he's going to drop his own personal references so you guys can contact him, so you guys can stay in contact, ask him further questions. But what's your takeaway?
My biggest takeaway that I want you guys to walk away with is invest in community, invest in mentorship. I think it's very important. I think that's what kept me going during my journey, was being a part of, and this is why I spoke on the MLM experience, because being in that environment where I saw other people taking losses, I saw other people making wins, I saw other people making strides in their businesses and executing sales. That gave me the motivation and fuel to keep going early on, because investing in day trading, especially right now, there hasn't been a big community for it in the urban community. And that's why I've been taking the initiative to build NAB Trades community, so that I can have people actively engaging in this journey with me and also be able to help them along there. So invest in community, invest in mentorship, and get started today. That is my biggest takeaway I can give you guys. Like, you have to take action. That's the number one thing. You can't be indecisive and get to the money. You got to make a decision before you get to the money. So if you're going to do it, or be done with it.
Yeah, and mentorship can look like so many different ways. It could be somebody that you look up to and they wrote a book. You could read their book. That's a simple way to invest in mentorship. It's just by simply reading. They say if you want to hold a nigga back, put it in a book, because they ain't gonna open it up.
That part.
So it could be a book, it could be following somebody on social media, and then of course you want to take it up a step. A lot of times people have mentorship opportunities where you can invest in. I did that this year. I had a mentor that I work with. I invested some money with her, and she really changed my perspective when it came to like social media marketing and like email marketing, just how to elevate your business per se. So just find somebody that you feel like aligns with what you want in your whatever it is, investing, etc., and invest and get the mentorship. Like, I fully agree, you need that mentorship, because sometimes we think that we have everything figured out or we understand, and you really know nothing.
Yeah.
And if the person's already where you want to be, why not ask them questions and gain some knowledge?
Keep it real simple.
So I like that one.
You want to be forever a learner, forever a student.
Forever a student.
Forever
a student.
I would also add to it, like, it is an emotional relationship. So really, like, diving into that, moving out of that fear mindset into the faith mindset, and really getting to the, like, how we were just talking about, like, how we were introduced to money, what we saw growing up. That's work that each of us has done on our own to really kind of, like, work through those things, so that way we can take the risk and we can make the investments, or we can pour into our business. Like, it is a mindset. You could be making six figures but still afraid and not know how to spend that money wisely. So it's basically like you're making $30,000 a year. So just be mindful of that it is an emotional relationship when it comes to money, and take the time to kind of explore, like, what is my relationship with money? Why am I so afraid to do this? What's holding me back from wanting to invest in myself?
It's not about how much you keep or how much money you make. It's about how much you keep that makes you more.
That part. And let's end it on that.
Yeah, that was good. Where can
Okay.
they get in contact with you? I know that you are doing some business ventures right now.
Yes, you can get in contact with me at NAV100 on Instagram. I also have my business page, NAB Trades, as well as my Discord community at NAB Trades. I will be posting on YouTube very soon, so stay tuned for that. I want to give more insight to what my day-to-day looks like to help you guys navigate your journey towards generational wealth and investing. Yes.
Yes. Shout out to our first guest. Thank you so much for joining us. So many gems were dropped. Comment below what you learned. If you want, literally anything. Comment, like, subscribe, all of that. get in contact
Yes.
with him. He's gonna help transform your finances. So thank you guys.
Thank you so much. Ladies, share with your girls.
Yeah.
Drop this in the chat.
Mhm.
Send it to your bestie. Don't be
Yeah.
out here gatekeeping. We
Don't do
all
that.
can obtain wealth. It's for each and every one of us. It's not limited. So share with a friend.
Yeah. Ciao.
See y'all later.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Peaches and Cream. We want to shout out our 81 subscribers. We thank you guys so much for your support, and we have so much in store that we want to share with you guys. We just want to thank y'all for joining the journey and just seeing it through with us as we have these
Yes.
growing pains, as we shake and bake, baby. So yeah, let's grow together. Thank you guys. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to our channel so you can
Yes.
see more.
Yes, we love all the engagement, and we're excited to hopefully highlight the beautiful things that everyone else is doing. And like she said, thank you for supporting our vision.
Thank you
This
guys.
is amazing.
It's so perfect. We'll catch y'all next time. Bye.
Peaches and cream.
Hey. Hey. Ice me out. Ice me out.